Now we're recording. We're going to start with the lesson. We just discussed the corrections, which I will send you all later as well in a document. Okay, यहाँ पे where were we in the last class? I think we done the fourth chapter, right? We did causative form as well. We have to start the fifth chapter from Devoir, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're the mark.
Yeah, we completed the first four chapters in grammar, so we have to continue with the fifth one.
Okay, yes, I can see that we've done till the causative form. All right. So what we're gonna do today is devoir. Devoir, the verb is actually again informal, okay, and it's many facets. Facets as in उसके बहुत सारे चेहरे. चेहरे as in it actually is used in a lot of different senses or contexts, but there are only a few contexts जो हमें पता करना है that are enough for us to get to B2. Even if you don't learn the other facets, if you don't explore all sides of Taj Mahal, it's okay. Front पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है? That's this thing with Devoir as well. You need to know इसकी एक दो चीजें जो बहुत important है that you will use a lot. Other things which are sort of unexplored by a lot of people is okay if you don't know them as well. ठीक है? All right. So the verb devoir, what does that mean?
Must.
I must or I have to. Whenever there's an obligation in a task, okay? Whenever there's an obligation in a task, that's when I actually employ the verb devoir. Okay? And this follows the pattern SV1, V2. What is the SV1, V2 pattern? Can someone repeat this for me?
Sujet, verb one and verb two. So the first verb always being conjugated with the subject. The second
Okay.
verb will be always be infinitive. I mean, the verbs followed by the first verb always be infinitive.
Yes. Hussein, can you repeat this for me?
The V1 will be conjugated with the subject and V2 will be infinite.
Infinite,
Uh, infinite.
infinitive.
It will be infinitive, yeah. It will be as it is.
Okay. So exactly, yes. So यहाँ पे if I put, so the thing is most cases में when I have to say I must, devoir takes the form of V1, which means devoir will be conjugated या फिर infinitive.
Conjugated with the subject.
Conjugated with the subject, exactly. ठीक है? तो इसके लिए that's why we need to learn the conjugations of devoir. Let's do them three each. ठीक है? Hussein, can you say the first three?
Je dois, je dois,
Mm-hmm.
je dois, tu dois, il doit,
No. The pronunciation is exactly the same. You don't change it at all. Je dois, tu dois, il doit. Same.
il doit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Desika, can you read the next three?
Nous devons, vous devez,
Wait,
elles doivent.
very nice. Okay. So devons, devez, and doivent. Okay. Don't say the NT, but doivent as usual. Could change nahi hai. But remember these pronunciations because we're gonna use this a lot. Let's move on to, so let's just see. कुछ भी, let's make our अपने खुद के sentences. I want to say I must eat today. I'm very hungry. I must eat. ठीक है? I'm very hungry. भूल जाओ अभी के लिए. I must eat. How will I say I must eat?
Je dois manger.
Okay. What is the verb for playing? Or what is the verb for, what was the verb that you
Jouer.
used, Hussein? Yes. Okay. Hussein, can you, that's correct, Desika. Can you say I must cook or I must read? That's the verb that you used, right? In the last few classes.
Je dois lire. Lire.
So how do you pronounce it?
Lire.
Lire. Yes. Don't say A at the end. Okay. Because there is no A. A is this. Remember, या फिर ER.
Yes. Lire.
Okay. Je dois lire. Je dois manger. Okay. So this is
Yes.
how I write. Otherwise, if I say just directly without saying this thing, if I don't write this dua here, what do I say? Je mange, and then I have to conjugate the verb as well. That means I am eating. Okay. The other thing this means is I must eat. this dua, with dua it means I must eat. And so dua lead means I must read. I failed my exam, I must leave. I must read, sorry. Okay? That's what this thing means. So I have to read, I must read. Basically, simple सा meaning. It doesn't, don't complicate it a lot. Well, इसमें there are a lot of use cases यहाँ पे you seen यहाँ पे you don't need to learn a lot of these. As I said earlier, a lot of facets are there, but we only need to learn a few. The first one is the obligation one, which is the most important one. Even the debt one is not very important. Devoir as an obligation. Again, I must do something is where I use devoir. So यहाँ पे vous devez assister à la réunion demain matin. Vous devez assister à. यहाँ पे the infinitive is actually not assister, it's actually assister à with the preposition, because assister does not make sense on itself by itself. So vous devez assister. What does this mean? Don't look at the meaning. What's assister? It's actually a false friend. Can someone tell me what are false
Conducting,
friends?
maybe conducting or arranging or um,
What does it look like in English? कि इसका क्या मतलब बोल?
assisting, obviously.
Assisting, yes, but it's not. ठीक है? I told you just now कि it's a false friend, meaning कि इसका मतलब कुछ लग रहा है कि होगा, like it's sounding assisting. It's not that. Just remember this. ठीक है? Assistea means something else in French. Let's guess now. Hussein, can you guess? Jessica took a
Like my
guess.
presence, attend, to attend, like.
Hmm. Yes, this means to attend. Okay. Vous devez assister à la réunion. Vous devez assister au cours. ये भी बोल सकते हैं. I need to attend the class. So जहाँ पे भी you attend something, some event, okay, a class, a conference, I don't know, यहाँ पे meeting लिखा हुआ है. réunion मतलब a meeting, ठीक है? और उसको rendezvous भी बोलते हैं. You must have heard this word. गंदा सा दिखने वाला word है rendezvous, but we say it
In
as a
English as well, yeah, for
right?
meeting.
For
Yeah.
meeting, right? We actually call it rendezvous. I actually saw this word for the first time in my college, and I was like, why do they say it as rendezvous? It's written as rendezvous. Why do we call it rendezvous? But that's how French is. So, uh, Dema Mata. Did you understand this concept? Where did I use devoir? यहाँ पे Hussein, can you tell me where is devoir?
The second word, V1.
Yes, second word V1, and what is the infinitive form here, Desika?
Assiste. The third,
Assist.
I mean, second verb, sorry.
So
Yeah.
yes, यहाँ पे subject is who, V1 is the way in conjugated form, and then assiste is in infinitive form. ठीक है? यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? The second sentence, l'enfant doit obéir à ses parents. Sorry. L'enfant doit obéir à ses parents. मतलब the
The
child,
children
l'enfant.
must,
यहाँ पे
the
एक
children
चिल्ड्रन है.
must obey.
ठीक है, l'enfant is one child, दी वो भी एक सिंपल एक स्पेसिफिक बंदा है, एक स्पेसिफिक बच्चा है जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज वी यूजिंग दी चाइल्ड. ठीक है, या फिर दिस कुड बी एनीथिंग, चिल्ड्रन. यस, एज यू सेड, चिल्ड्रन एज इन अ चाइल्ड मस्ट ओबे हिज पेरेंट्स. इन जनरल वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ चाइल्ड. ओके, दुआ ओबेir. यहाँ पे व्हाट इज दुआ एंड व्हाट इज ओबेir? टेल मी.
So the child must obey their parents.
यस, हुसैन, एनी डाउट्स हियर?
No, it's clear.
It's clear. ठीक है. So this was the first use case. ठीक है. And the second is debt. When we have debt, as in when we owe money to someone or when we owe something to someone, the word owe in English, OWE, okay, it translates to doit in French. Okay. So I owe $10 to you. I would say je vous dois 10 dollars. Okay. You dois. ये तीन चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है. Je vous dois 30 रुपी, 30 डॉलर, वो कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टीच यू इज je vous dois 10 डॉलर, उसमें करेंसी आ गई. je vous dois करेंसी मतलब I owe you that much money. Is this usage clear? यहाँ पे देखो je vous dois quelque chose. Hussein, can you ask Desika if you owe her something? What does this
Jeru
sentence mean?
dua ve dollar disika.
ओके, यहाँ पे यस ठीक है, दैट्स करेक्ट एज वेल. वो तुमने बताया उसको. कैन यू आस्क हर, je vous dois quelque chose, do I owe you something, do I owe you anything, since this say this sentence, je vous dois quelque chose.
Where's the
You said
sentence?
this third sentence, devoir as a debt.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Jevu dua kelkusu
बस,
ve-
je vous dois quelque chose,
kelkusu.
yes, je vous dois quelque chose. Desika, can you
Okay.
ask Hussein this
So
same
what does
sentence?
it mean? Jevu dua kelkusus.
Do I owe you anything? मेरे को आपको
Oh, okay.
कोई पैसे देने हैं? और इन जनरल
Oh,
एज वेल, डू आई ओ यू एनीथिंग, मतलब
okay.
मेरा कुछ बचा है क्या आपकी साइड में, समझ रहे हो, जो
Yeah.
मुझे देना है. Cool. Desika, can you ask the same sentence to Hussein?
Je vous dois quelque chose, Hussein?
No.
No. Cool. Il doit sa vie à son chirurgien. Okay, यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे they've used, this is the different sense in which they've used o. We can actually use o in English in a lot of sentences. We use it for currency. We use it when we want to say he owes his life, right? We use this thing, he owes his life to his doctor. Why? Because the doctor saved his life, now he owes his life. What does that mean in English? पहले English का मतलब बताओ. He owes his life to his doctor. मतलब बताओ कोई. He owes his life to his doctor. या फिर he owes his results to his teacher.
Like he's thankful to get the results, like the life, and he owes the rest of the life to the doctor or the marks to the teacher.
Exactly. So the thing is, we're trying to say whatever he has received right now is because of the thing or the person we're talking about. Okay. He otherwise wouldn't have received that thing. Okay. Maybe because of the teacher, the student got the marks. Because of the doctor, the person or patient got his life back. If it were not for the doctor, he would have been dead right now. Right? So he owes his life. It's his life, but it's given to him by the doctor. So in a sense, there was a transaction of what? A life here. Okay. So il doit sa vie à son chirurgien. Chirurgien is nothing but surgeon. Okay. His surgeon. Il doit sa vie. So we use not currency, but what we have written here is sa vie,
Like
his life. Desika, is that clear? Seem silent?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is clear, right? Il doit sa vie à son chirurgien. So he owes his life to a surgeon. Okay, let's make one or two sentences. Uh, Try to make one or two sentences in this. Just discuss here. You can speak whenever you're
mm,
ready. Go on, say.
like I was thinking, je dois savi mer or something like
Je dois. क्या बोलो बोलो. I will write it down.
via savi
Sa vie
mer
à mer. What do you want to say? There are some things that need to be corrected, but what I think you need to say, I owe my
I
life
owe
to
my
my
life
mom.
to my
Okay?
mom. Yeah, that's
So यहाँ पे the small correction is sa v sa with an s. Okay, it means his life. Okay, you want to say
okay.
my life, you say ma vie.
Mavi.
Mavi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Je dois ma vie à ma mère again. À ma mère
Mavi.
again. And ma I'm at to my mother. Okay, not everyone's, but my own mother. À ma mère. You have to specify
Okay.
that. Okay, je dois ma vie à ma mère. That's correct. Okay, that's good usage. Can you also make one sentence, Hussein? Meanwhile, regarding money, if you owe someone something, you have to make one sentence. Keep it with you. I will come back to you. Desika, can you speak one sentence?
Um, may- je vous dois. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what object to use. Though. Je vous dois. Um,
कुछ भी form it. Use
I
anything.
can use money here, right?
You can use any object and for that matter.
Thank you.
Oui, 5 euro works. You can use your boudoir, pen, or stylo, for example. Okay.
Yeah.
This is correct. Now, Desika, your job is to make a sentence which does not mean borrowing or taking money, but something else, the
Okay.
second usage. And I will come back to you. Hussein, are you okay? Done with the sentence?
Yeah, I think Desika helped me a lot with the sentence. So I'll use the same.
Okay, the thing is you can't use je now.
Oh my god. Okay.
Let's make a sentence with some other subject. यहाँ पे
Il dua,
yeah, that's correct. Yes. Il
il dua,
yeah,
sept
se-
dollar.
ठीक है, this is correct. But यहाँ पे you have to tell me दुआ के spelling क्या होंगे?
I guess it will go with il. So it will end with T.
It will end with
DOIT.
T-O-I-T. Yes. Just give me one moment. I'm actually getting a call. Just one moment. All right. Thank you. This is correct. Hussein, that's correct. And Desika, are you done with your sentence?
Mm, I'm just thinking because I saw the example with we already, so I don't know what to use anymore. Um,
Okay, you can use, I don't know, something as a favor. Uh, Anything. You can use we as
maybe
well.
as an obligation.
Yeah. You can use it as an obli. यहाँ पे we are trying to use the word as when we owe something. We will do the other sentence as well, which is more important. But let's
Oh,
do complete this one before we move to the next example types.
maybe nous devons
Oui.
um, parler le français.
We're not going to that example right now. We just need
Oh,
to
okay.
notre vie, we can just say. And notre vie after no vi. I will say tell you why I changed this. Maybe
Uh,
क्या
no
आ
vi.
quelque chose, ठीक है? For example. I'll clear this out. I'm writing this down for you for now. This is not very important. यहाँ पे लिखा है we owe our lives to them. ठीक है? Simply speaking. कुछ ज़्यादा change नहीं किया है, but right now what I want you to write is I must do something के लिए you have to use dua and you need to tell me what is the thing that you must do today. For example, Hussein, you will tell me one sentence and Desika, you will tell me one sentence. You have to do something. You have to make a sentence. Vous devez fournir une phrase. मैंने एक बना दिया देखो. Fournir is to make or to come up with something. ठीक है?
So what's the task?
You need to make a similar sentence. I must do something. पिछली बार हमने जो फॉर्म किया था, it was dua plus a noun. ठीक है? We did not use an infinitive verb, right? वो and that
Okay.
sense was I owe someone something. But अभी we have moved to the second part, which is devoir as an obligation. And when I use that, I use a V1 and a V2. So the task is you need to make sentences like this with S, V1, V2.
Like I must do this,
I
sort
must
of
do
thing.
this. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Whoever is ready can speak the sentence.
Uh, can I start?
Oui. Yes, sir.
Mm. Je Je dois rencontrer mon ami aujourd'hui.
Wrong. Can you tell me that sentence again? Speak that
Je,
sentence out.
je dois
Mm-hmm.
rencontrer, rencontre,
What is the spelling of rencontre?
Rencontre.
Is that infinitive? No. So the verb actually is
Oh,
er ending.
okay. All right.
Rencontre. Okay. Mon,
Rencontrer.
mon ami, is that a female? If that's a female friend, you can add an extra e at the end. Okay. So
Okay.
je dois rencontrer mon ami. Otherwise, you can just put it as ami. And you have to tell me the spelling of dua. What's the ending of dua?
Yes.
S. Yes, that's correct. Okay. So je dois. Is that correct, Hussein? You understood this one?
What's
Or
the meaning of the country? Moi,
je dois
di.
rencontrer mon ami. Acha, there is one small thing. It's an advanced level thing. So you don't rencontre your ami. This is also something that you should remember. The first thing is rencontre is to meet someone. To meet someone for the first time. When you meet someone for the first time somewhere, it's actually rencontre. J'ai rencontré une personne dans le marché, dans le supermarché aujourd'hui. I met someone in the supermarket today. That means you met him for the first time. ठीक है? यहाँ पे I need to say something else. Je dois revoir. I need to see my. यहाँ पे revoir मतलब to see my friend. I need to meet my friend, see my friend. Jessica, is
Okay.
that distinction clear?
Yeah.
So
So for formal meetings, we have to use rencontre.
no, not for formal. So the thing is,
Oh,
people you do not already know. Okay, you can't meet your friend if he is
oh,
your
all
friend.
right.
If he is your
Unknown.
friend, no, not exactly that. The thing is, the problem here is you can't meet your friend for the first time. If you're meeting him for the first time, he can't be your friend, right?
Yeah.
So if you're meeting someone for the first time, only in that use case you can say rencontre. Otherwise, you have to use revoir. When you're actually seeing someone who you already know, you have to use revoir or some other verb, but not rencontre. Okay, this is subtle. This is an advanced level topic. We're not going into that, but just for now, just remember SV1 V2 is what we are focusing on. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
all right. Hussein, can you tell me one sentence?
Mm, je dois parler
Oui,
français for nahi, for like pour TCF exam. Meaning examination.
oui. Français pour le
Le
TCF.
TCF.
Oui, l'examen de TCF simply. Enfin. Oui, it's not l'examination, it's l'examen de TCF. Okay, not focusing on this one, but it's the word is actually l'examen.
Exam. Okay.
Okay, examen. So यहाँ पे the thing that I was teaching you here is je dois and parler. This you have to get it correctly. ठीक है? The first exercise is very easy. कुछ नहीं करना है तुम लोग को. You have to just conjugate devoir. They've already given you the infinitive form. You see, S V1 V2. You just have to conjugate devoir. They're just teaching you the conjugation of devoir. Are you guys even doing these exercises at home?
Yeah, I completed till 2.9 yesterday.
Okay.
Uh,
Try
but I still
finishing.
got yeah.
Yeah, catching up. Try catching up because there's a lot of things to cover. Hussein, what about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it, but not all of them. I'm just picking up 4 to 5 from each exercise and
Mm,
trying to get
okay,
the concept. I will do.
okay.
I'll try to do all of them.
Yeah, try to finish this because this is like a workbook. Okay, teach this. You have to just learn the the grammar part of this. Don't focus on the vocabulary from this book, as I told you
Okay.
earlier. Okay, all right. Yeah, we done this, done this. This chapter is not very long, very short chapter in fact. Okay. यहाँ पे then second exercise is what you just have to translate and have to see whether this is SV1 V2 form. या फिर एस वी वन प्लस अ नाउन फॉर्म. व्हाट वाज दिस फॉर्म जहाँ पे ओ यूज होता है? यहाँ पे वी वन इज दुआ, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, देववार in conjugated form, but this means to owe something, as we saw in the first one. So we have to choose the correct form, we have to translate it. Is that correct? Okay, okay, clear.
Like, can you repeat once again?
So you just have to translate these sentences and they fall under these categories.
Okay, all right. Oh, fine,
Just
fine.
to figure out which category is it, and then you have to write the correct form here. Okay, हो
Okay.
सकता है इसमें से कुछ चीजें हमने ना पढ़ी हो, as I told you, just you can just simply skip them. ठीक है?
May I just know how Devoir, like the sentence is framed in the Devoir, in a negative form?
Oh,
Je ne dois pas, maybe? Like,
exactly.
uh,
Whenever there is an
okay.
S, V1, V2 verb for anything, you don't have to learn it for devoir. When you want to put
Mm-hmm.
a negation, negation always go to the first verb, around the
Okay.
first verb. Okay, so S, N, V1, pa, V2. इसमें भी एक trick है. There are times when this V1, thanks for raising this, when V1 is actually simple as in it is one word. Can you tell me conjugation which is not one word but two words?
Like, for example, two words.
What is
Like,
a tense which is made of two words and not one words? Give me an example of both, in fact. Do you
I
understand
have
what?
no. No, I'm not getting it, the question.
So when we conjugate a verb, it's either in one word or in two words in French. Okay. For example, devoir. What is the conjugation with devoir for je? Just the conjugation, not the subject. Okay.
Je dois, tu
Dois.
dois, yeah.
Right? Single word.
Yeah, it is.
बट आज हुसैन ने लिखा था जे फे. You remember? जे फे. How many words are there in the verb here? यहाँ पे एक है कि दो है? This is actually V1.
Two.
So there are two
Two
words.
actually, because I have, like, je is I have,
Hmm?
avoir.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, यहाँ पे yes it is avoir, but the thing is this is passé composé. So the thing I'm trying to say and teach is there are times when V1 itself is not single word, just like here.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो here in this case j'ai
Hmm.
fait is actually two words, so the negation will actually go to the first part of the verb itself. The V1 may be the priority will be to the first part.
Je ne fais pas.
Je ne fais pas, and then whatever is V2. If there is a V2, then you can say.
Okay.
ठीक है,
Yeah,
so
now I got it.
negation.
Now it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. Hussein, is that clear? Negation कहाँ पे जाता है? Just for now, you can just see S V1 V2 में V1 के आसपास लिपट जाता है.
Okay, yes, got it.
ठीक है. For example, je ne dois pas. Then you can put V2. कुछ भी infinitive डाल सकते हो यहाँ पे.
Je ne dois pas
Manger.
manger le porc. Le porc.
I must not eat pork. Okay,
I must say.
that's correct. Is that clear? Let's look at three more things which are randomly provided here. There is no sense as to why these are here, but okay, given this is in the grammar, we will do it. Ilia, यहाँ पे there is only one form given. I will actually give you three. Okay, just note these down because these are very common and used very frequently. In fact, I will write Iliave, Il, I, A. I think you used Ilia, a lot of you used Ilia today in your writings. Aishwarya used it, and I think you used it too, Desika. Il, I, or A. So there are three forms to this. That means just highlight these in different. So the first one that I've written, can someone read it out? Iliave, sorry for the bad handwriting, but it's Iliave. Iliave.
Iliave.
Iliave. Yes, can you say that out loud again?
Iliave.
Iliave. Yes. And then Desika, can you say this out loud again?
Iliave.
Iliave. Then second one, can you say about that one again? Ilia.
Ilia.
Hussein.
Ilya.
The last one is Iliora. Iliora.
Iliora.
Iliora. Iliora. Iliora. Hussein.
Ilyora.
Iliora. So the thing is, यहाँ पे this translates to there is, there was, were, there is, are, there will be. These are the translations for these. So this is there was, there were, there is, there are, there will be one or two things, plural or singular. So if you want to say, for example, there were 10 students in my class, or for example, there were 2 students in the class today. How will you write it?
Il y a deux étudiants euh, dans la classe.
Dans le classe, la classe, whatever. ठीक है, la classe. यहाँ पे I actually wanted to say there were 2 students in my class, so I won't write Ilya. Who can correct me?
Ave. AVIST.
Yes, I
IT.
तो IT, ठीक है, not ST. So we write Ilyave. For example, if you want to say kal on Sunday, there'll be 3 students in the class. How will you say? There will be 3 students.
Ilya. AURA.
Iliora.
Etude.
Got it.
Il y
All of
aura
you.
3 étudiants dans la classe.
दिमा बस एक छोटा सा लगा दिया. कब? कल. कल 3 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे क्लास में, मैंने बता दिया. ठीक है. यहाँ पे आई कैन ऐड ओजो उर्दू एज वेल. आज क्लास में 3 बच्चे थे, 2 बच्चे थे. Is it difference correct? The difference clear? Ilya, Iliora, Iliave.
So Ilia is for present tense and
Exactly.
Iliave is for past and Iliora is for future.
Exactly.
Okay. Alright, noted.
Okay. The thing is,
Yeah.
यहाँ पे we've only taught present tense, so they've not taught you the other two. Okay. They're only talking about Ilya. Okay. So let's read the examples here जो दी हुई हैं. यहाँ पे they've actually used Iliave as well. Iliave une fois. Okay. Let's read the first example यहाँ पे. Hussein, can you read this for me?
Il y a un champ sur la campagne.
Il y a un chat
Un champ
sur le
sur la
sur le.
ca- uh,
See, after
campagne.
n, if there is a vowel, you don't have to pronounce it as a nasal sound. You have to pronounce the n. So this is canapé, canapé,
Canapé. Okay.
canapé. Very nice. ठीक है?
Canapé.
Il y a un chat sur le canapé. There is a cat on the sofa.
Okay. Yes. Il y a un chat sur la canapé.
Okay, so usage समझ में आ गया. There is something, there is XYZ, there is this, there is this. Whenever there are 3 members in my family, people use this sentence a lot today. 2 लोगों ने use किया था आज ये. ठीक है. So there are 3 members in my family. You just use Ilia.
Il y a trois family
Trois.
members.
Oui, 3 membres dans ma famille.
Trois
Dans
members.
ma famille. Okay. But il y a 4 membres dans ma famille. How many are there? You can change the number, but Ilia is important to sentence man.
Okay.
Is that clear? Jessica, is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, can you read out maybe this one?
Il y a qui ferait mais
Yeah, we will not focus on the last part, but Iliona Anki. Actually, we can write Iliona Anki as well.
okay.
When you want to say there is one among them, there is one person among them, there is one orange among them, there is one pen out of all those. So when out of a group, you want to talk about one, okay, one specific. उसके बाद तुम कुछ भी लगा सकते हो, ठीक है। उसके बारे में तुम्हें अगर स्टार्ट करना है बात करना, about a thing in a group, for example, Ileana Kusa, is that the things that are after placed after me are cushions, okay. So there is one among them which is maybe bigger, for example, I want to say that. So I will start my sentence. The only thing I'm going to teach here is Ileana Anki dash. इसका मतलब है उन दोनों में से there is one among them that, okay, for example, I'm talking about these leaves. Actually can't go myself to point on these. There is one leaf among them that is bigger, for example, or that is shorter. How will I start that sentence? Ili ona a ki plus something. Okay, actually we'll send you guys a reel in the WhatsApp group about this phrase. I actually made a reel on my Instagram page, which is exactly for this. There are native people speaking in that. You can get an idea as to when they use that sentence. Usme, there are 3 examples they've used. I remember one. Il, I, on, na, en, qui, seront. Okay, this might sound very complicated, but there were two people. यहाँ पे एक sniper बैठा था. Do you understand what sniper is? ठीक है. And there was one
Yeah.
more guy. There was one more guy. ठीक है. अब they are looking at some people in front of them, for example, यहाँ पे. ठीक है. यहाँ पे there were a lot of people. The context is this: there are 2 people watching, and there are a lot of people in front of them maybe. वहाँ पे से one guy started coming towards them. ठीक है. So what they said is, Ileana, there is one among them who is coming. Okay, they use this sentence there. Ileana a qui sera. Ileana qui sera. And they speak it so fast you won't even recognize they said this. I think I have sort of lost you guys. Let me just, in fact, show you that thing to you so that you can actually know about what I'm talking. Just give me a moment. Wait, I found it. Okay, let me share my entire screen. I think this will not allow me to share my audio, but are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
So this is the reel, okay? यहाँ पे, do you see this expression? Ileana ki? Une person,
Leon. Yeah.
okay? Une one person among a group who did something, okay? Ileana ki a réussi l'examen. I give an example. One, there is one among them who actually passed his exam, okay? The other one, Ileana qui ne veut pas participer. Qui ne veut pas participer. Vous is which word? You read this. What is this verb? V-E-U-T.
Ulwan,
Boulevard.
Ulwan.
Vouloir. Vouloir means what? To do, to
So
make, to blah blah blah. To, I know the meaning. You have to fill it out.
to have, no, no,
To
to have
want to,
it's
do something.
to
Okay.
want to, yeah.
To want to. तो यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा हूँ there is one person among them who doesn't want to dash, and the verb is infinitive is participer. He doesn't want to participate. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's look at one sentence. Are you able to listen to the audio as well?
No.
No, I can't.
Okay. So let me
Yeah.
just go back. Give me a moment. यहाँ पे देखो. We are giving an example from the native speakers. Il y en a qui est venu avant vous. There is one person who came before you. Just give me an example. यहाँ पे. Et puis, un soir, il est rentré, il m'a dit, il y en a qui a dit oui. The important part that we're looking at is this one. Il y en a qui a dit oui. मतलब, can someone tell me il y en a qui a dit oui?
Uh,
He, Devi.
who told yes?
Yes, there
Like the
is one
one who
person.
told.
Yes, sort of. We're saying there is one person among all of them who said yes. I asked a lot of them, and there was one among them who said yes. ठीक है?
Yeah.
देखो ये वो वाला है जो मैं एक्चुअली अभी तुम्हें समझा रहा था. There are two snipers, ठीक है? Two snipers actually didn't notice. There is one person who's coming towards them, ठीक है? What do they say? What does this person say? Il y en a un qui se rend. Il y en a un qui se rend. मतलब उनमें से एक बंदा आ रहा है हमारी तरफ. Is that clear?
Yes, correct.
ठीक है.
One of them is coming towards them. Like,
Yes, one of them is coming towards them. So ये पूरा राम कथा I told you just to teach you the actual usage of what? Ili ona a.
Leona ko.
Ili ona ki. Okay. Just a moment. Yes. Okay. Let's come back. ये समझ में आ गया इलियावे इलिया इलियोरा दिस इज एक्चुअली वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए मैं इतना टाइम लिया यहाँ पे ठीक है देन लेट्स लुक एट इल साजिद इज वेरी इसको अभी तुम बस इतना समझ सकते हो इसका ये मतलब तुम्हें समझ में आ गया इट्स एनफ फॉर नाउ ठीक है इल साजिद मतलब इट्स अबाउट फॉर एग्जांपल द बुक il s'agit de une histoire fictive par exemple ce roman dans ce roman en fait il
Okay.
s'agit de une l'enfance d'un enfant qui s'appelle Sam, par exemple. ठीक है? I've actually personalized this to you. Dans ce roman, in this novel, it's about a kid whose name is Hussein. ठीक है? Not Roman, in this novel, okay, maybe I'm reading a novel and telling it to someone, okay, and I'm going to say it's about a kid whose name is Hussein. How will I say? Il s'agit d'un enfant qui s'appelle Hussein. This is how I start my sentence. I think they've given it, yes. Dans ce roman, il s'agit d'une princesse. This is the sentence I used.
Fine.
Did you
It's
get
clear.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. This is one common sentence that we say de quoi s'agit-il, and we actually use the liaison from T to IL. De quoi s'agit-il? What does this mean? What is it about?
The
Okay.
qua sajitil.
De quoi s'agit-il? All right. All of these are vocabularies. ये इतना ज़्यादा focus मत करना, but still keep these in mind. यहाँ पे they are taught another two types of verbs which are not very important, but we will still look at the conjugations इसकी. Let's फटाफट से look at the conjugations जो यहाँ पे दी हुई हैं so that you actually remember them. So the verbs are what? Can someone tell me what is the ending of these words? They're actually spelled the same way. How do you spell this word? They both are same in pronunciation.
Yendra. Yendra.
Mhm. Why would you say Andhra? Is there a vowel after them? Yes or no?
Vowel after?
N.
No.
So the sound of N has to be what?
Oh, nasal sound.
So how will you say that?
N. I don't know. It's difficult to pronounce.
Okay. So it's Andhra.
Andhra. Oh,
Andhra. Okay. Hussein, can you pronounce this?
Andhra.
Andhra. Yes. So I will give
Andhra.
you
Okay.
verbs. यहाँ पे verbs देखते हैं. You will understand this better. Let's look at this verb. What is this verb? That is a per and then this sound that I just taught you. पांधर,
Andhra.
Andhra.
पांधर, ठीक है, पांधर, ओके, पांधर, कूल। देन स प्लांधर, ज्यादा नहीं देखेंगे, दो ही वर्ब्स देखेंगे यहाँ से, और क्रांद्र एक और, they use this here, yes. We don't need to learn all of these Tandra, Sandra, Fandra. We don't use it ever in French. कभी भी use नहीं करते because they are actually teaching you this. इसलिए उन्होंने वो 3 verbs extra लिख दिए. But what we are concerned with is only 3 words from this list which are actually used. इसमें से भी क्रांद्र और सप्लांद्र जो है वो better है than पांद्र. We don't generally say I'm painting something because we don't paint a lot. ठीक है? So, if you like painting, then you should learn what is Pandra, but otherwise you can do away with this one as well. But conjugation सीखना is our aim here. Okay. So what is the verb Pandra? It means to paint something. Okay. It could be to draw and paint something, or it could be to paint a wall. Both. So how will you say this? Let's start with Desika. Can you read these first 3?
Je, je peins.
Je peins.
Je peins. Okay. Je peins. Tu peins. Il peint. Elle peint.
Oui. Okay. Hussein, can you say the next 3? Okay,
It's
sorry. I will help
it's
you.
like Twitter only for me.
No worries, no. Nous peignons.
No
GNN,
pain new.
yes, is neo. I don't know how to write it in Hindi, but neo is the word we use. Neo,
New.
neo. Okay?
No no penio. Wo penie. Ilel pen.
Exactly, yes. Nous peignons, vous peignez, il peigne.
Ilel pen.
Okay? Is this correct? Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Desika, can you
Just
say the next 3? Sorry, Hussein. Yeah, go ahead.
just curious that we in English it's verb plus ing. Like I am painting. So it's the same with the in French.
No, we actually don't have a continuous word in French at all. So present tense hai, it actually is substitute for both in English. The present as well as present continuous. If I say je mange is actually equivalent to I eat or I am eating, both of them. There is no present continuous in French.
Okay. So je peins is like I am painting or I paint. Both are the
Exactly.
same.
Exactly.
Okay.
I wrote it down for you just so that you remember. You can note it down if you want. Present continuous is not present in French. Okay? Any doubts, Jessica?
It's clear. It's clear. Yeah.
Okay. Can you say the next 3 words yourself as well? Nous, vous.
Nous peignons. Peignons. Vous peignez. Il peigne.
Okay. And Hussein, can you say the first 3?
Je peins. Coupe. Sorry.
Je
Je peins.
peins. Je
Je
peins.
peins.
Oui, je
Je
peins.
peins. Coupe. Il peint.
That's correct. ठीक है. यहाँ पे the next word is craindre. What? Craindre is to fear something. I fear. He fears. They fear. The pronunciation is exactly very same. ठीक है. Almost same ही है. ठीक है. But the verb meaning is what I actually wanted to teach you is to fear. किसी चीज से डरना is craindre. ठीक है. Je crains. That's it. We'll read the examples, but let's read out the conjugations. Let's do it this time ऐसे ऐसे. हुसैन पहले 2 ऐसे पढ़ो. Je crains nous dash.
Je crains. Nous craignons.
Cranion. Yes,
Craignons.
cranion. Very nice. ठीक है. Desika, next to
Tu crains. Vous craignez.
Ukrainian. Yes, and Hussein last two.
Il craint. Il craigne. Il
Crania.
craint.
Crane
Crane.
simply. ठीक है. Don't say the a at the end. Crania. And okay. Can Desika say this? Nu के साथ वाला what is the verb?
Nous craignons.
Cranion. Hussein, can you say vous के साथ वाला?
Vous craignez.
Okay. And Jessica, can you say this? Tu
Tu crains.
To craint.
Cran.
Craint.
Yeah, cran.
Okay.
Cran.
And Hussein, can you say this?
Crane.
Ilal Khan, the simple one. Ilal without the S.
Oh, okay. I was reading it. Okay. Ilal crane.
Khan. Okay. Very nice. So this means I fear, they fear, he fears, we fear. You understand the gist. Okay. For example, il ne craint pas la douleur. Can someone read this sentence out loud, Desika?
Il ne craint pas la
La
douleur.
douleur. Douleur. He doesn't fear pain or he is not afraid of pain. Okay. Hussein, can you read the first sentence? Il
Il crane le pire.
pire. Il craint le
Pire.
pire.
La pire.
They fear the worst. They're fearing that the worst thing will happen. ठीक है? So this was all about this. इतना कुछ ज़्यादा उसमें है नहीं. Honestly speaking, इसको you have to learn this. The conjugations is important. They are important. The one thing that you need to note down is एक चीज notice करो. You will notice this, that whenever there is a plural conjugation, there is a gn in this. Did you note this pattern?
Yes.
Yeah, we already did
ठीक है,
in the
very nice.
beginning. Yeah.
Yes, so you have to notice that whenever there's a plural conjugation, there's a gn present in it, and it's pronounced as nya. Okay, this was one thing that I wanted to highlight. Other than this, the meanings are self-explanatory. You can do these exercises; they're very easy. Okay. Now we will move to pronominal verbs, but we will take 2 minutes break. Not long, just 2 minutes. Just go sip some water, take a short walk, and come back. I will be back at 9:04. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ça va?
Yes.
Desika, is there? We will wait 1 minute. Desika, is there?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, let's start with the next chapter. This is called pronominal verbs, pronominal verbs. I think we not
Pronoun.
done this ever. So this is actually a very important topic and a little complex to understand. ठीक है, तो we will do this, but हो सकता है हमें इसकी रिवीजन की जरूरत पड़े. ठीक है, तो let's start with understanding what are pronominal verbs. ठीक, so there are different types of verb which are included in pronominal. We will read about them, but just know, do you guys remember what are transitive verbs and intransitive verbs? Can you guys tell me what is transitive and what is intransitive?
Like, I don't remember by topic though. Maybe by examples I can recollect.
Yeah, examples. Just take a hint from the name of the verb. We actually did this in a PDF for the sentences that we did, the sentence structures.
I guess the transitive one is to the person we are talking with, like it's towards the person, and
Exactly,
intransitive is
yes.
not towards the person.
I will just refine this. What you just said, it's not exactly a person, but an object. ठीक है, हो सकता है it's not a person in front of you, but transitive verb. We are talking about verb types. So the verbs are divided into two. Okay, the first one is transitive, and the second one is intransitive. Okay, transitive, as the verb suggests, the name suggests, is something that we transfer to something else. इसका मतलब, you remember the sentence structure SVO? What is SVO? We know SV already. SV तो हम
Subject,
बहुत
verb, and
बार,
object.
subject, verb and object. Yes, ठीक है. तो इसमें the thing is, when we say a verb, we usually say that that verb is performing that action on an object, right? For
Yes.
example, I am eating an apple. I am eating an apple, or I can just say I'm eating as well. वो अलग बात है that eating is a transitive and an intransitive verb. But for example, I sleep. There is no object present in that case. The sentence is just as we. I sleep or I will sleep, for example. ठीक है, or let me give you an example of SVO. I will fix. I will fix what, you will ask me. So I will fix the door. What is the object in this case?
Door.
Door.
The door. Yes, ठीक है. तो the verb fix is acting on the object, the door. ठीक है. That verb जिसकी sense बनती है without an object, this one, जैसे I sleep, इस केस में verb is not acting on anything. It's not transferring its action. It's not transferring its action. इसका मतलब ये intransitive है. When it actually transfers its action, उसका मतलब होता है it's transitive. ठीक है? Is this difference clear? And I will let you know why I am actually teaching you this again यहाँ पे. It's important to understand pronominal verbs. ठीक है? The thing is, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है जब जो सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब होता है, I want to actually say I, for example, fix, और मेरे को फ्रेंच में बोलना है I fix myself. ठीक है? प्रॉब्लम इज, जब मैं इसको फ्रेंच में ट्रांसलेट करता हूँ, अगर मैं इसको
So
लिटरली
this
ट्रांसलेट
is
करूँ,
like reflexive thing, which is um I don't know how to explain though, but it refers to ourself. It refers to the
एग्जैक्टली,
subject itself.
यस. सो द थिंग इज, जब ये वर्ब खुद के ऊपर एक एक्शन करवा रहा होता है, मतलब जो जे सब्जेक्ट है, ये वर्ब उसी के ऊपर एक्शन ट्रांसफर कर दे, एंड द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड द सब्जेक्ट आर द सेम, उस केस में वी यूज प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स. इज दिस छोटा सा डिफरेंस क्लियर? वर्ब्स ट्रांसफर होते हैं या फिर नहीं होते हैं, ठीक है? वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्ब्स जो ट्रांसफर नहीं होते हैं किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पे. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्ब्स जो ट्रांसफर होते हैं, जिसका एक्शन ट्रांसफर होता है. एंड आउट ऑफ दोस वर्ब्स, if I want to say I am transferring the action onto the subject itself, I will use pronominal verbs. A very simple explanation. मतलब बहुत ही crude form में बताया. It could be लाइक टेक्निकली तुम मेरे पास एक डेफिनेशन लेके आओ, हो सकता है वो मैं गलत हूँ उस केस में, बट दिस इज अ वेरी गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स।
Like
Hussein,
we are talking about ourselves only.
ourselves
Like it's
only,
coming
yes,
back to us.
it is coming back to us. जैसे फॉर
Okay.
एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे इन लोगों ने वर्ब यूज किया है लवे। लवे होता है टू लिफ्ट अप समथिंग, ठीक है, टू रेज
Okay.
समथिंग। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल माई फोन फॉर एग्जाम्पल इज हियर राइट नाउ, यहाँ पे आई लव, je lève le téléphone portable d'ici à ici, फॉर एग्जाम्पल d'ici à là, मतलब मैंने यहाँ से टेलीफोन पोर्टेबल मेरा फोन यहाँ से उठा के यहाँ रख दिया, ठीक है।
Okay.
अब मेरे को फॉर एग्जाम्पल उसका मतलब चेंज करना है, ठीक है, उसका मतलब मेरे को बताना है सलवे बनाना है, ठीक है। अब मैं सलवे भी तुम्हें समझाऊंगा, बट अगर मेरे को बताना है कि मैं अपने आप, मैं उठता हूँ सुबह, मैं अपने आप को उठाता हूँ सुबह 10 बजे 6 बजे, तो मैं यूज करता हूँ रिफ्लेक्सिव वर्ब्स और प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स। इज दैट
Okay.
छोटा सा डिफरेंस क्लियर? यहाँ पे मैं फोन उठा रहा था, बट अदर केस में मैं खुद को ही उठा रहा हूँ, मतलब मैं उठ रहा हूँ इन द सेंस। उसके दो ट्रांसलेशन हो सकते हैं, मैं खुद को उठा रहा हूँ, इट लिटरली मीन कि मैं ऐसे अपने आप को पकड़ा और मैंने ऐसे उठाया बेड से, बट वी डोंट डू दैट, वी जस्ट यूज आवर बॉडी फोर्सेस एंड वी गेट अप, राइट, अपने आप ही उड़ जाते हैं बेड से। सो दैट थिंग आई गेट अप इज एक्चुअली कॉल्ड एज je me lève इन फ्रेंच। द ऑब्जेक्ट जो था यहाँ पे जो लगता था वो ट्रांसफर होके यहाँ पे आ गया है। एंड इनडायरेक्ट वे में आई विल टेल यू व्हाट, प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स को थोड़ा सा आइडेंटिफिकेशन सीखते हैं, पता कैसे चलता है कि एक वर्ब प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब है। बहुत ही सिंपल सी चीज होती है प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब में, जो हमें पता कराती है कि इट्स अ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब। आई जस्ट गिव यू हिंट, नीचे लिखा भी हुआ था, इट स्टार्ट्स विद अ लेटर कॉल्ड एस ई। ये मैंने क्या लिखा है, स प्लस नॉर्मल वर्ब। नॉर्मल वर्ब हमने पढ़ ली है, पहले 5 चैप्टर में हमने बहुत सारे वर्ब्स पढ़े थे। लेट्स फटाफट से शूट सम वर्ब्स जो हमने पहले पढ़े।
Manger, parler, travailler,
manger, travailler, और क्या बोला तुमने हुसैन सेकंड पे?
parler,
पार्ले, वी,
voyager,
वी,
chanter,
सौंते या शौंते?
chanter.
शौंते, यस, एंड देन कोई और? इतने वर्ब याद आ रहे क्या? इतने सारे चैप्टर कर लिए हमने। पिछले चैप्टर में
lire,
कौन सा वर्ब पढ़ा था?
lire, lire.
लीर, यस, ठीक है। तो ठीक है, अब यहाँ में जो तुम्हें मुझे पढ़ाना है, दी थिंग इज, अगर तुम्हें इसका प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब बनाना है, इट मे बी पॉसिबल कि हर वर्ब का प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब एग्जिस्ट ना करे। मैं तुम्हें वो जो पहले एग्जांपल दे रहा था, इट इज ओनली फॉर द वर्ब्स दैट एक्चुअली एग्जिस्ट, ठीक है। यहाँ पे the verbs that we wrote, it is possible कि इसका pronominal verb exist करे, but right now what I am teaching you is if it exists, ठीक है, मान लो तुम्हें पता है कि वो exist करता है, how will you make it? You just put a sir in front of it. For example, sir parler exists, ठीक है। sir parler means to talk to each other, अगर किसी और का वो शायद exist नहीं
Sir
करता है।
parler is like the complete sentence.
No, sir parler is actually at the infinitive form of a verb. So infinitive याद है क्या होता था? The full
Ah,
form, the raw form of a verb, right?
hmm, hmm.
Is there any doubts?
No, no, it's okay. So in this case, je me parler is like I'm talking to myself.
Je me parle, no, not really. I will tell you why. ठीक है, I will tell you why.
Okay.
ठीक है, वो जो मैंने सब्जेक्ट को खुद के ऊपर एक्शन कराने का वो बताया था, वो थोड़ा इनफॉर्मल तरीका है इसका समझने का, बट अभी उसको लिटरली मत लेना, 2 मिनट रुको, ठीक है। अभी
Okay.
पूरा समझ लो, देन यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस। से पार्ले इज बेसिकली टू टॉक टू ईच अदर, बट यहाँ पे एक कंडीशन होती है, आई विल टेल यू व्हाट। पहले जस्ट नो, एक नॉर्मल वर्ब से रिफ्लेक्सिव वर्ब और सॉरी एक प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब में कैसे जाते हैं, हाउ विल यू, कैन यू टेल्स मी अब कैसे बनाएंगे एक नॉर्मल वर्ब से एक प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब में, हाउ विल यू गो, हाउ विल यू मेक?
Sir plus normal verb.
सर प्लस नॉर्मल वर्ब, व्हाट विल दैट
Yeah.
गिव मी? अ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब। अब tell me, is it always the case? The only two things I'm teaching you right now is one is forming a pronominal verb and second is whether it actually exists or not. इफ फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई नो वर्ब manger, ठीक है, अभी आपने बोला manger, how will I form a pronominal verb out of this?
Somonji.
Somonji.
अब इट्स पॉसिबल, मैंने बना तो दिया, ठीक है, ऐसे बनता है, दैट्स करेक्ट, बट क्या ये
Hmm.
एग्जिस्ट करता है 100%? आई विल हैव टू चेक, ठीक है। बनाना का तरीका इज दिस, दैट वाज व्हाट आई वाज टीचिंग यू, ठीक है, बट क्या ये एग्जिस्ट करता है? नो, दैट आई नीड टू चेक, हर वर्ब के लिए आई नीड टू चेक, बट आई नीड टू मेक श्योर कि स लगाना मेरे को आना चाहिए। दैट इज हाउ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स आर फॉर्म्ड। इतना समझ में आ गया नॉर्मल वर्ब से प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स कैसे समझते हैं, कैसे बनाते हैं? इट इज क्लियर? स लगाना है आगे, नो राम कहानी, बट अभी एक राम कहानी जो मुझे पढ़ानी है, दैट इज व्हेन आई एक्चुअली पुट अ, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एस V1 में अगर V1 इज अ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब, ठीक है, यहाँ पे जो ये स है इट एक्चुअली कॉन्जुगेट्स इटसेल्फ इन अ वे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द सब्जेक्ट, ठीक है, जो वर्ब है वो तो कॉन्जुगेट होगा ही होगा, राइट, बट जो सब्जेक्ट है, जो सब्जेक्ट और स है वो भी स पे इफेक्ट डालता है, इन द सेंस कि स को भी पूरे को कॉन्जुगेट होना पड़ता है, एंड दीज आर एक्चुअली कॉल्ड प्रोनोमिनल प्रोनाउंस। ये एक्चुअली प्रोनोमिनल प्रोनाउंस में चेंज हो जाते हैं, व्हाट आई विल टेल यू, जैसे थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग लग रहा होगा अभी, बट यू विल गेट इट। सब्जेक्ट्स बता सकते हो फटाफट कौन से होते हैं?
Jetu, il, nuvu,
Nuvu.
ilel.
न्यू, वू,
Il plural.
यस। अब देखो मेरे को ना इसको प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब के साथ कॉन्जुगेट करना है, किसके साथ करना है? सो व्हाट इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ अ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब, ये बता सकते हो? उसमें सारे
Sub,
वर्ब स होता है,
sub plus normal.
Je me.
यस, यस, दैट इज करेक्ट, उस पे आते हैं प्लस वर्ब। व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज हर प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब स प्लस एक वर्ब होगा, दैट इज करेक्ट, यस और
Okay.
नो?
Yeah. Oui.
Yes.
व्हेन आई एक्चुअली यूज ज प्लस स प्लस प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब, अब मेरे को इसका कॉन्जुगेट करना है, तो एक्चुअली डोंट से ज स प्लस समथिंग, एक्चुअली से ज म प्लस
Je
वर्ब,
me.
ठीक है। अभी V1 है, स्टिल इट इज V1 मीनिंग ये भी कॉन्जुगेट होगा, बट वी आर नॉट फोकस्ड ऑन दैट, अभी हमारा फोकस इज टू लर्न दिस वर्ड, छोटा सा वर्ड, ओके, इज दैट क्लियर?
Yeah, it is.
ठीक है,
Yes.
दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रोनोमिनल प्रोनाउन, ठीक है। यहाँ पे तू के साथ इट बिकम्स द, टी ई नॉट टी यू, रिमेंबर, ठीक है, यहाँ पे इट रिमेन सेम, नू के साथ इट एक्चुअली इज नू, वू के साथ इट्स वू, इल प्लूरल के साथ इट्स स, एंड इसके साथ मैं सबके साथ V1 लगाऊंगा, वो बाय डिफॉल्ट है, आई एम नॉट राइटिंग, इन फैक्ट लेट मी रिमूव इट सो दैट यू गाइस आर नॉट कंफ्यूज्ड, सॉरी। यहाँ पे लेट्स रीड आउट दीज प्रोनाउंस फॉर क्लैरिटी सो दैट आई नो तुम लोग को समझ में आ गया है कि ज के साथ स को मैं कैसे ट्रांसफॉर्म करूंगा, वो तुम्हें आना चाहिए, दिस इज द एक्सरसाइज वी आर डूइंग, ठीक है। हुसैन, कैन यू एक बार पूरा लिस्ट पढ़ सकते हो? ज डैश, तू डैश, इल डैश, नो डैश, वू डैश, इल प्लूरल डैश,
Germa, tuta, il, elsa, nunu, vuvu, ilelsa. So,
इल,
if I'm not wrong, like I did to myself the first one, you did to yourself, they did to they, they did to themselves,
हाँ,
we
we will
did to
come to that.
ourselves.
Yes, that is sort of correct, but it depends I will say, ठीक है, वो
Okay.
verb क्या है उस पे डिपेंड करता है, ठीक है, we will read
Okay.
a type of verbs आके, but the thing I am teaching you here is ज के बाद तुम स नहीं यूज कर सकते, ज के बाद त यूज नहीं कर सकते, ज के बाद नू नहीं यूज कर सकते हो, ठीक है, उसका
Okay.
मतलब कुछ और होगा, अगर तुम्हें प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब लिखना है तो यू हैव टू से ज म, एंड
Conjugation
इन
of
अ
sir.
वे, यस, ठीक है, यू हैव टू कॉन्जुगेट स इन अ वे, and these are called
Okay.
pronominal pronouns. Desika, can you say this out loud?
Je me. Tu te.
Oui,
Il se. Elle se. Nous,
oui,
nous. Vous, vous. Il se. Elle se.
that is correct. अब देखो यहाँ पे पहला वाला पढ़ते हैं, नाउ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड, रिमेंबर जब लवे हमने पढ़ा था, ठीक है, याद करो ये कौन सा वाला रूल है, ई प्लस कॉन्सोनेंट प्लस ई आर, इसका कॉन्जुगेशन कैसे होता था, एल एव, रिमेंबर ये वाला ई टर्न्स टू एक्स ऑन ग्राफ फॉर विच वंस, किस किस में ये नहीं होता है, नीचे ही लिखा हुआ है तुम्हें दिख जाएगा, किस किस में
On the
नहीं
right hand
लगता है,
side, no.
न्यूवू छोड़ के सब में लगता है ये, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे वी ऑलरेडी रेड दिस रूल, हमें कॉन्जुगेशन ऑलरेडी आता है, ज के साथ करूंगा तो ज लेव, ठीक है। अब द थिंग आई एम रीडिंग इज एक्चुअली नॉट लवे, आई एम एक्चुअली रीडिंग स लवे, ठीक है। तो आई विल ऑल्सो कॉन्जुगेट दिस थिंग पहले, ज म, जैसे अभी तुम्हें पढ़ाया मैंने, ज म, एंड देन आई विल कॉन्जुगेट द सेकंड थिंग एज पर माय पुराने रूल्स जो चैप्टर 1 to 5 में मैंने पढ़े हैं। So I'm not teaching you that right now. I'm actually focusing my attention on je me. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Let's read this
So,
out now. Mhm.
when we ask who's appelé comment, we are
Who's up
literally
like
asking, what do you call yourself as?
exactly. So the verb that we're using there is not appelé. Appelé is the normal word. Okay? This is the verb. But यहाँ पे we're using a pronominal verb which is called s'appeler. To call oneself. What is your name? To name yourself. To name someone. S'appeler is the verb we are using. ठीक है, the one thing that I want to take you to take away from this lesson is, हो सकता है जो normal verb है, I will erase all of this, जो normal verb है and जो pronominal verb है उसी के जैसा दिखने वाला, it may mean entirely different things. What did I just say? एक second, can mean entirely, can, इसका मतलब ये भी हो सकता है can mean similar. कैन यू डिकोड दिस जो मैंने लिखा है, व्हाट डिड आई राइट, ये पूरा राम कहानी, कैन यू summarize this to me, what did I write? When I transform a normal verb to a pronominal verb, and how do I do that, just tell me quickly, बहुत सिंपल सा चीज करना होता है,
Plus normal verb.
सॉरी,
Plus normal verb.
sir plus normal verb, basically pronominal verb is nothing but sir plus normal verb. हो सकता है जो मेरा पहला verb का मीनिंग था, ठीक है, एक तो इसमें एक और क्लॉज ऐड करना है, इट may not exist, अगर वो एग्जिस्ट करता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ, तो ये दो केसेस होंगे। पहला थिंग इज इट मे और मे नॉट एग्जिस्ट एट ऑल, हो सकता है वो एग्जिस्ट ही ना करता हो उसका प्रोनोमिनल फॉर्म। पहले तुम्हें ये चीज समझनी है, ये चीज समझ में आ गई,
Yes.
ठीक है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई डोंट एवर से je me mange, इसका मतलब होगा मैं खुद को खा रहा हूँ, यू कैन से इट, लोग समझ जाएंगे, बट देर इज नो वर्ब एज सच इन फ्रेंच, je me mange, ठीक है।
Okay.
बिकॉज इन इंग्लिश यू वोंट नॉर्मली से आई ईट माई सेल्फ, आई एम ईटिंग माई सेल्फ। तो द थिंग आई एम ट्राइंग टू टीच यू, द फर्स्ट स्टेप हियर सॉरी इज ज, सॉरी, नॉर्मल वर्ब से प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब हमेशा एग्जिस्ट करे ऐसा पॉसिबल हो सकता है, पॉसिबल नहीं भी हो सकता है। इज दैट क्लियर, पहला चीज, पहला स्टेप।
Yes. Got it.
So if I ask you, does or do all verbs in French have their pronominal form? Is
No.
that no? Is that correct, Desika? Did you understand this?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
What is the sentence? Can you repeat that rule?
Je me lève.
Mhm. Just tell me in simple form. What is the thing I'm trying to teach you? What is possible and what is not?
So when we use pronominal verb to the sentence, the meaning of the sentence can be changed.
I'm not teaching you that right now. That's the second thing that I will change, will teach you.
Okay.
The first thing I'm teaching you is it is possible कि a normal verb may or may not exist as pronominal verb at all. It's possible
Okay.
that the pronominal form of a normal verb does not exist at all.
All right. Okay.
So can you repeat that now if you understood it?
So when we there is a normal verb, it may or may not exist as a pronominal verb.
Exactly. Hussein, is that
Yeah.
clear? The first thing,
Yes,
if it's
got it.
clear. The second thing I'm going to teach you is the second case of the first thing that you learned. What was that? If it exists. पहला case तो है, it does not exist. Now we are focused on if that word exists. For example, se parler. ठीक है? Parler is the normal verb, and now I conjugate. I make it se parler. I tell you se parler exists. ठीक है? हो सकता है. The thing I'm trying to teach you is that se parler may mean the same thing as parler. It may mean an entirely different thing from what the original verb was. जैसे,
Okay.
I will give you an example. Maître. What does maître mean? Maître means to put. Je mets le stylo
Yes.
sur la table. मतलब, I am putting the pen on the table. I am putting the pen on my hand. Je mets le stylo sur ma main. ठीक है? I'm putting the pen on the table. The thing I'm trying to teach you is maître. ठीक है? Is that clear?
Yes, yes, got it.
ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे if I transfer this to Sir Maître, meaning I convert this to Sir Maître, the first thing I'm telling you, and this is from knowledge, Sir Maître exists. ठीक है? Sir Maître does exist. अब दूसरा केस जो हमें यहाँ पे सीख रहे हैं, which is, does it mean the same thing or similar thing as maître? Does Sir Maître means to put, मतलब उसके आसपास का कुछ मतलब है, या फिर it's entirely different?
It should depend on the subject, right?
No. It does not depend on the subject. So the thing is, यहाँ पे sir maître, it does not depend on the subject. Hussein. It's just that हमें ये knowledge से ही पता चलेगा that sir maître is actually to start something. So the thing I'm trying to teach you is the first case was it is possible, मैं लिख रहा हूँ इसको, that a pronominal form may not exist at all for a normal verb or for a verb. ये तुम्हें समझ में आ गया है, आई नो. ठीक है? If the pronominal verb exists, second case, it is possible that the meaning of that new verb, that is the pronominal verb, is entirely different from the original verb.
Entirely different means the meaning is also different, like.
उसका मतलब ही चेंज हो जाता है if I change it to
Okay.
pronominal verb. ठीक है?
Okay,
जैसे I
got it.
just gave you an example, maître means to
Right.
put something somewhere. But sir method means to start. कुछ लेना देना नहीं है मेथड से.
It
Okay.
actually changes the whole meaning.
It changes the whole meaning is what I'm changing you. Is
Okay.
what
It's
I'm
kind
teaching
of
you.
tricky. I guess I have to go through the recording once again.
Yeah. That is why I'm actually taking a lot of time here, because this is a very complicated subject and even advanced learners are very, very confused with this topic. That is why I'm taking a lot of time. Don't ever यहाँ पे इस चीज को जितनी बार देख सकते हो, you have to go back and see this. ठीक है?
So
Watch a
does it
lot
have
of
any trick or something? Or just it's from the experience only?
या पहली चीज, देयर आर टू स्टेप्स टू दिस. ठीक है? आई विल क्लियर दिस अप एंड तुम्हें समझाऊंगा. देखो, पहला स्टेप इज एक्चुअली टू नो वेदर इट एग्जिस्ट्स और नॉट. ठीक है? ऑफ कोर्स, राइट? वो मैं तुम्हें बता रहा हूँ. बट हाउ डज दैट हैपन इज थ्रू रीडिंग एंड थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस अगेन. ठीक है? द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज टू नो नॉर्मल वर्ब टू प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब. डज दैट एग्जिस्ट? हो सकता है यस इट एग्जिस्ट.
Yes.
नो,
Okay.
तो we are not concerned with that part. अगर वो प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब एग्जिस्ट करता है, हो सकता है. अब उस केस में भी दो केसेस बनेंगे. पहला इज मीनिंग सेम या सिमिलर, या मीनिंग डिफरेंट. दिस इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू
Okay.
टीच यू. यहाँ पे पूरा फ्लो चार्ट इज दिस. नॉर्मल वर्ब से प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब हो सकता है एग्जिस्ट करे, हो सकता है ना एग्जिस्ट करे. जहां पे नहीं एग्जिस्ट करता है वो तो मैं छोड़ ही देता हूँ. ठीक है, इट्स इजी कि नॉर्मल वर्ब ही है. ठीक है, ओके. ठीक है, द एग्जांपल इज manger. द प्रोनोमिनल
Okay.
वर्ब se manger डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. तो अगर वो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता है तो ऑब्वियसली मैं उसके मतलब के साथ तो मतलब रखूंगा ही नहीं. मतलब आई एम नॉट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ se manger बिकॉज इट डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट एट ऑल. इज दैट करेक्ट? इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes.
ठीक है. इफ दिस इज क्लियर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाउ वी लुक एट मैत्र. ठीक है, I tell you from experience that maître ka pronominal verb exists in the flowchart that are drawn. Where will I go? ऊपर वाले
The
केस में
PV meaning different.
yes. So यहाँ पे I went from maître. Yes, the pronominal exists. It actually
Yes.
means an entirely different thing. This is where I will go.
Okay. Got it.
Is that flow correct? What are the possibilities? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
If that is correct, if that is clear, I think you are clear with a lot of things यहाँ पे. A lot of the friends will become very easy for you and बहुत सारी frustrations later on will be saved. So when you actually look at a dictionary and are expecting a verb to mean something in pronominal, it's possible that it does not mean like it at all. मतलब वो verb जैसा दिखता ही नहीं है, मतलब उसका meaning उसके जैसा है ही नहीं. Is possible. ठीक है, now you know why. ये पूरा फ्लो चार्ट अपने दिमाग में रखना, सिंपली ये रखोगे सब समझ में आ जाएगा.
Okay.
ठीक है. अब लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द टाइप ऑफ प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब. नाउ यू नो प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब होते क्या है. नाउ लेट्स गो ऑन टू व्हाट आर द टाइप्स. तुम्हें ये भी आ गया कि प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब में कंजुगेशन कैसे करना होता है. पहले सब्जेक्ट के साथ स का, दैट इज क्लियर. जम तुत
Yes.
इलल स नुनो वुवु इलल स प्लूरल के साथ. ठीक है, इसमें भी हिंट इज बहुत सोच सिंपली इजी सा है. इलल के साथ सेम रहता है, दोनों इलल के साथ. न्यू के साथ न्यू ही रहता है. You just have to remember two. Je, me, tut. Everything else is very easy to remember.
Okay.
ठीक है, that was hint. अब let's look at the type of pronominal verbs. ठीक है, I will draw very small diagrams. उस diagram को दिमाग में रखना. You will actually remember कि इसका मतलब क्या होता है. One is reflexive verb. So I will draw one person and this person refers to the subject. ठीक है, this is how I will draw it always. So this is the diagram you need to keep in mind. He is doing the action on himself. This is called reflexive. And there is one person involved in general. Okay? If there are a lot of people involved, they are actually doing all of these things on themselves. अपने आप पे ही कर रहे हैं वो. ठीक
Okay.
है, I will tell you the difference. अगला वाला जो चीज पढ़ने वाला है उसमें,
I'm really sorry. Can you please repeat that once again?
yeah, let's look at
I'm
this diagram. Let's look at
yeah.
this diagram, then you will understand. Sorry for the childish diagrams, but this is how you will learn. यहाँ पे,
Diagram isn't a problem, but the explanation is something I'm not able to catch it up. I'm
yeah,
very slow learner in general, so yeah.
don't no worries at all. देखो ये वाला diagram देखो and just know what is the difference between the previous one and this one. Then you will understand better. What was the previous diagram that I draw? It was this.
They
Are
are
you
doing on their
understand?
themselves.
Yes. And the second one is actually two people doing it on each other.
Okay. So in the
ठीक
second
है?
one, there should be no J or two.
Yes.
It
Actually,
should be
that's
always
correct.
LL.
Ill, no, woo. All the
No,
plurals
who, yeah.
exist, but no singular exists at all.
Yes. Okay.
ठीक है, ऊपर वाले में प्लूरल एग्जिस्ट करता है. दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग यू. इट्स पॉसिबल दैट प्लूरल एग्जिस्ट, बट उस केस में भी एवरीवन इज इन दैट ग्रुप इज डूइंग दैट एक्शन ऑन देमसेल्फ.
Okay. Got it.
देसिका, नाउ थोड़ा सा क्लियर हुआ.
Yeah, now I get it.
ठीक है, तो कैन यू
Like
समराइज
when
इट.
subject refers to itself, literally. That's what
Subject
to be
refers to itself.
straightforward.
Yeah, sort of. Subject is
Mm.
performing the action on itself. I would put it that way.
Yeah, like me, myself, you, yourself, kind of. Like
Yes, yes. ठीक है,
me doing this
things on
action
myself.
by myself
Exactly.
with no involvement of second person or third person in the subject.
uh
Okay, I'm sorry.
no. Actually, that's a very good way to put it. Uh, but there is one small caveat that might be possible. Dekho, it's possible that I get up, okay? But it's possible that I get up with the help of someone else. Now, your statement is not correct in that case. There is no
Mm,
involvement of the second person. I still would use pronominal verb in that case.
okay. All
Okay?
right. I'm kind of getting it. It's like I'm
It's
getting
just
it,
that,
but it's
हाँ,
something.
don't worry.
Yeah,
कोई नहीं, इस चैप्टर को हमें रिवाइज भी करना है, तो डोंट वरी, दिस इज द फर्स्ट रीड. जस्ट गेट जितना हो सके
yeah, I'm
80%.
definitely going through recording this time. Cool.
ठीक है, तो रेसिप्रोकल इज टू पीपल डूइंग थिंग्स ऑन देमसेल्व्स और ईच अदर. ठीक है, रिफ्लेक्सिव इज वन पर्सन डूइंग थिंग्स ऑन हिमसेल्फ. ठीक है, लेट्स लुक एट द एग्जांपल्स एंड थोड़ा सा समझ में आएगा उससे. पहला इज सर लवे. अब देखो, जो मैंने यहाँ पे फ्लो चार्ट बनाया था, रिमेंबर दिस, the normal verb to pronominal verb, if I am coming from this yes pathway, मतलब the pronominal verb exists, ये मैं श्योर हूँ. ठीक है, वही वर्ड पढ़ रहा हूँ जो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. जो नहीं एग्जिस्ट करते हैं वो मैं नहीं देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. ठीक है, जो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, out of those I actually am classifying those words into 4 parts. We just read 2. One is reflexive, one is reciprocal, वन इज सब्जेक्टिव, बाद में देखेंगे. ठीक है, एंड आई एक्चुअली फॉरगॉट द फोर्थ टाइप. वैसे टाइप से याद नहीं रहता है, बट पैसिव, यस, द अदर वन इज पैसिव. ये बाद में देखते हैं, पैसिव एंड ये, these are not very important, and it's actually by memory only that you will learn this. Pronominal verbs का main sense is living in these two words, in these two types. If you understand these are more conceptual ones, these are more memory based. ये याद ही करने पड़ते हैं. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे you just draw this diagram. ये पूरा फ्लो चार्ट एक बार दिमाग में रख लोगे ना, you will actually remember this thing, this entire thing. So what I'm drawing here, this, and यहाँ पे what I will draw is this thing. ये छोटा सा डायग्राम याद हो गया. It's possible that a normal verb का pronominal form exists, and if it exists, it actually exists in 4 forms. And in those forms, I have a reflexive, reciprocal, subjective, and passive. And I'm just looking at what all those mean.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
And still it's possible कि इनका मतलब it could be similar to what the normal word is, and it could be very different from the normal word is. If that is clear, let's look at some examples now. I'm looking at se lever. Okay, it's actually a type of reflexive verb. मतलब I do it on myself or someone does it on themselves. It means to wake oneself up or to get up. ठीक है, se lever, देखो मैंने भी तुम्हें बताया था, leve literally means to raise an object from one place to another. Just I told you, I raise this pen from here to here. I'm raising that object from one place to other. Leve, sir, leve is actually meaning कि मैं अपने आप को उठा के ऐसे कर लिया. Is that clear?
Yeah, I
So,
guess. Yeah.
so sir leve is nothing but मैं ऐसे था और मैं ऐसे हो गया. Je me lève, I get up, I am getting up. Je me lève. All those rules जो मैंने पढ़ा है वो लगेंगे इसमें. So je me lève. Let's read this out, थोड़ा समझ में आएगा, and we'll come back to these. Hussein, can you read the first two? पहली लाइन के दो.
Jamalev, Nunu Levo,
Nous nous levons. Levons.
Lavo,
Yes, very nice. Okay. Desika, next two, please.
Tu te lèves,
Oui.
vous vous levez.
Lever. Very nice. Hussein, next two.
Ilel se lev, uh, Ilel se lev, left, that's it.
Everything is same. यहाँ पे इसका pronunciation वापस बोलो. Ilel.
Se lev,
Sir
se
lev.
lev,
It's not say
se
lev.
lev,
It's sir lev. ठीक है. Ilel
yes,
sir lev. Ilel sir lev. The
se
pronunciation is
lev,
exactly the same. कोई change नहीं है. NT तो pronounce करना नहीं है.
yes,
देखने में same हो गया. तो you pronounce it the same as well.
okay.
ठीक है, तो ilel se lev, ilel se lev. Desika, can you read the first two again? Je and nous.
Je me lève. Nous nous levons.
Levons again.
Levons.
Levons. Okay. Hussein, read the next two again. Two
Tu te lèves, vous vous levez.
again. Tu te lèves.
Tu te lèves, vous vous levez.
Vous. Last word.
Lever. Lev.
It's lever. Lever.
Lever. Lever.
It's not lever. ठीक है? Lever.
Oh
Levons.
yeah, there is no
Lever.
matra. Got it. Got it.
All right.
Live. Love it.
Lever. That's correct. ठीक
Love
है?
it.
Is that clear? Pronunciation समझ में आ गया?
Yes.
Yeah.
ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे सेंटेंसेस पढ़ते हैं सो दैट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इसका मतलब क्या है. कॉन्जुगेशन तुम्हें समझ में आ गया? वो जो हमने पहले रूल पढ़ा था, ये वाला साइड में जो लिखा हुआ है, दिस वन, दिस इज बीइंग यूज्ड, ये समझ में आ गया कैसे यूज हुआ है ऊपर? हुसैन इज क्लियर? बेसिक इज
Yeah.
क्लियर? ठीक
It's
है,
clear. Yeah.
लेट्स नाउ मूव टू एग्जांपल्स. अब थोड़ा ना तेज चलेंगे तो समझ में आएगा, और पहले मैं तेज चलता तो सब उड़ जाता, अब समझ में आएगा. Il se leva à 7 heures. What does that mean?
I woke up
He
at 7.
woke up at 7.
He woke up at 7. Yes.
Yeah, he wakes up at 7. So you remember present के use cases क्या होते थे present tense के?
Present continue. Sorry. Present has been used for the actions that we do regularly.
Yes, so this is the thing that we are actually using here. यहाँ पे so habit है वो उसकी. He wakes himself at 7 hours. At 7 hours मतलब 7 a.m. पे वो उठता है. Am I talking about right now? No, I'm actually talking about regularly, रोज. He usually wakes up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So remember this. Present tense is also used for habits. वो हमने use cases पढ़े थे first chapter के end में. If you go back, revise this, you will know. ये हमने पढ़ा था. Is
Does
that clear?
this sentence mean that he woke up at 7?
No, वो past tense होगा. We will read past tense बाद में. ठीक है? But this means either two things. He gets up at 7, meaning he wakes up at 7 a.m. Usually every day. या फिर right now I'm looking at him and he is waking up at 7 a.m. Which is very weird sentence to say if I'm looking at him right now and he is waking up at 7 hours. It's possible to say it, but not very common to say. ठीक है? Are you able to get this? Let me just quickly go back so that you know मैं क्या use कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. ये देख. I actually told you. When is the present tense used in French? This is the first chapter that we read. Okay. What I'm actually referring to is this part. In fact, they've used the same example. Tous les jours, le soleil se lève. Every day the sun rises. The sun rises. Sun rises itself. Of course, sun किसी और को उठाता नहीं है. Sun आपको नहीं उठाता है. ठीक है? Sky में. Sun itself rises. So we've used which verb? Pronominal verb यहाँ पे.
Tous les jours, like every
Every
day,
day. Yes.
like every the day, the sun, the rise. Like if you convert it in the basic English form.
Yes.
The sentence means this.
Can you repeat the last part? What did you say?
The sun se live. Like
So live. Say nahi hai wo. Can you read that word again? S C so. Say that twice. So simply so.
so
It's not,
live.
yes, it's not say. ठीक है, याद रखना. It's not say.
So live. Okay.
Very nice. D'habitude, j'achète l'avion dans cette boucherie. अभी बहुत complicated sentence है, but what I actually want you to notice is ये चीज. J'achète quelque chose. J'achète something. D'habitude मतलब usually. I buy meat
So
in the.
again, the habitual action is explained in this.
Yes. तो और मैं कौन सा टेंस यूज कर रहा हूँ हैबिचुअल एक्शंस के लिए?
Yash.
टेंस. व्हाट इज द
Present
टेंस?
tense.
प्रेजेंट.
Present tense.
ठीक है. सो दिस इज द यूज केस आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट वहां पे. सो लेट्स गो बैक टू प्रोनोमिनल वर्ब्स. ठीक है. तो ऐसी चीजें will be used from one chapter to the other chapter. That is why it's important that you revise when you go back at home and do this grammar. इस ग्रामर को तुम 2 बार कर लोगे ना तो तुम्हारी फ्रेंच विल बिकम वेरी गुड. जस्ट आई एम गारंटिंग दिस. बट इस ग्रामर को बहुत अच्छे से करना पड़ेगा तुम्हें. ठीक है. यहाँ पे il se leva setter is actually a habit that we're describing with the help of present tense. Means he gets up at 7 hours in the morning. Again, in the next sentence, I'm actually describing a habit. What is that habit? Hussein, what is the meaning of this? And can you read the sentence?
Je me couche à 11 heures.
Je me couche. It's couche.
Couche,
À,
okay.
à 11 heures.
À
11 heures.
11.
ठीक है? Can you say that again
Je
now?
me, je me couche à 11.
11. 11.
11. 11.
11. 11.
At 12. Okay.
At 11. 11 is 11.
Oh, okay, 11.
ठीक है? So I sleep. I sleep myself. Basically यहाँ पे बोल रहा है मैं अपने आप को सुलाता हूँ at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. doesn't matter. But यहाँ पे 11 hours is what we are talking about. Of course यहाँ पे सोने की बात हो रही है तो we are assuming this is in the night. But this can actually mean in the day or in the night because it's not specified. ठीक है? Je me couche.
Je me
I will tell
couche
you.
à 11 heures. Okay.
यहाँ पे let's do 2 more sentences which are very similar looking to these. You will understand this sentence better if I write this. And then what did I do here? Can someone tell me what did I do? इस sentence और इस sentence में क्या फर्क है?
So you didn't conjugate the subject
Basically what did I do? ये
with
verb के साथ मैंने क्या changes कर दिए? Is this
infinitive.
Normal verb. It was the first one was pronominal. The second one that you wrote is normal verb.
Yes, that is exactly the thing that I read. Desika, is that clear?
Okay.
Why is it a normal verb? Desika, you will have to
There
tell
is
me.
no
Sorry.
Because
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know whether I'm right or wrong with this.
Just make mistakes. That's okay. Just tell me. Why is this not a pronominal verb? Why is this
Because we didn't use sir.
Exactly. We didn't use sir here. ठीक है यहाँ पे sir है ही नहीं है जो के साथ sir किस फॉर्म में आता है सेकेंड सेंटेंस
So
में how do we know this is not a pronominal verb
again,
अगर
same reason.
sir but sir के साथ sir की जगह क्या आता है जो के साथ क्या होता है
Infinitive verb.
no
Normal verb.
mama.
no yes Hussein so that's यहाँ पे अगर this would have if this were pronominal verb यहाँ पे एक म आता
Je me couche.
je me couche ठीक है बट यहाँ पे स आता क्योंकि il se lève but right now I did not write these at all मैंने लिखे ही नहीं है the sentence actually is this il lève à 7 heures मैं तुम्हें ये मतलब समझा रहा हूँ इन sentences का you will appreciate better the pronominal verb in that case in this case इसको समझ लोगे तो तुम्हें समझ में आएगा मेरे को pronominal verb यूज करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है just try to focus on this sentence ठीक है यहाँ पे the problem is लवे जो verb है the problem is इस sentence में problem क्या है this is not actually both of the sentences are incorrect why are these incorrect is because मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले तुम्हें transitive intransitive verb पढ़ाया था what are
Yes.
transitive intransitive
Which is towards the object and which is not towards the object.
so what is towards the object
Leve. Like it is happening on me. So towards the object.
yes
And intransitive, it's not here. Well,
इस intransitive तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है but both of the
jump on the example that you gave. Like I eat without the object.
yes but यहाँ पे I am telling you the love verb is actually transitive इसका मतलब what is necessary transitive
It
verb
should happen on someone. Like me.
नहीं
Should happen on me.
it should not happen on me but it should happen on some object that is the condition transitive verb की ठीक है वो object
Got it.
मैं हो सकता हूँ that's one case Desika is that are you there are you
I'm there.
in the sense ki are you with me on this
actually, it's difficult for me to follow up with this.
No,
Yeah.
no worries. I will actually slow down because I actually want to understand you to understand this. So,
Yeah, please.
so uh, tell me this. Okay,
Hmm.
when the verb is actually transitive, what is the meaning of that word? When I say it's a verb is transitive, what does that mean? For example, we did this example in the class. Fixe. Fixe is to
Yeah.
fix something.
When there's an object, uh, when there's a verb with an object, it's transitive.
Yes.
When there is a verb with a person, there is no.
Mhm.
I mean,
So
okay.
the problem is in the understanding of transitive and intransitive. Okay. See,
Okay.
let's go back to that definition. So verbs, okay, can be transitive or intransitive. Why I'm focusing so much on this is because यहाँ पे the verb is fix है, ठीक है?
Hmm.
Can I fix? What did that mean? Can I fix? Does that sentence make sense? Make sense? Or
No.
why?
Yeah, it will be completed only when there is an object.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
That's
get
what
it.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying to.
remember our first class right now. Yeah, I recollect.
Yes. So the same way, lever is a transitive verb, meaning je lève. It's like saying I fix.
Okay.
So it has to happen on something
Hmm. Yeah,
for
I
it
get
to
it.
make sense.
Hmm.
ठीक है? In the same sense, il lève is like saying he raises. He raises what, bro? मतलब क्या उठा रहा है वो?
Hmm.
Is the question. तो मैंने क्या लिखा है? Il lève à 7 heures. वो 7 बजे उठाता है क्या भाई? ठीक है?
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear right now. Yeah.
So the problem with this sentence is that there is no object.
Yeah, there's no object.
There is no object in this sentence. I usually conjugate my sentences in the form SVO, but there is no O in this sentence because the verb is transitive. It has
Hmm.
to be present. So
Okay.
there are two ways actually I put a object here. Okay, I make the subject the object,
Hmm.
meaning I make the subject the object. Matlab I actually transfer this to a pronominal verb.
Okay. Now I am getting it. Yeah.
So
Sure.
what did I do? I wake myself up at 7 a.m. This is one possibility of writing this sentence. Okay?
So, whereas we don't need, we are actually identifying us as an object in that sentence. We are
Exactly.
not.
Yes.
Okay.
And when we do that, it's like literally I won't call myself an object. I'm the subject, but the sentence can make sense now.
Yeah, it's complete.
It's complete. Exactly.
Okay.
Hussein, are you with me? Yes. Okay. So the second way, can someone tell me the second way of completing this sentence if I were to not put myself as an object? Can I raise something else at 7 hours?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. For
Yeah.
example,
like a glass.
a glass. Yes. I raise the bottle. I raise the glass. Right. We raise
Yes,
the glass for cheering. Right. We raise bottles,
Mm.
beer bottles to cheer. So il lève le bouteille, la bouteille, for example, à 7 heures. So I would have to put an object which is the bottle. यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया? एक ऑब्जेक्ट डाला to complete this. Now the sentence is complete. क्यों? क्योंकि जो लवे action है is actually happening on what?
on the bottle.
On the bottle. Is that
Okay.
clear, Jessica? थोड़ा सा better?
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's better.
ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे
Yeah.
coucher verb is a little weird. I won't put it as je couche. I honestly do not know what it means to sleep someone else, so I won't use this here. ठीक है? But maybe something else. I don't know. कोई और जैसे um, for
Parley.
example, parley is not reflexive, so I'm looking at a reflexive verb. For example, let's use prepare, ठीक है? Or let me just go back.
Like I speak to myself, sort of thing.
Yeah, we can do that. Yes, let's do that.
Jam parley.
Just for example, je parle à 11 heures. Actually, the thing is, the problem is, जो ये मैं केस ले रहा हूँ, इस केस में मैंडेटरीली वर्ब को ट्रांजिटिव होना पड़ेगा. ओनली व्हेन देन विल इट मेक सेंस फॉर इट टू हैव एन ऑब्जेक्ट. ठीक है. पार्ले इज आई स्पीक एट 11 इज कंप्लीटली फाइन. आई एम स्पीकिंग एट 11 hours. That makes sense. I'm speaking. मतलब मैं बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है.
Okay.
It's possible that I speak to someone. It's possible that I speak in itself. Right? Does that make sense? I
Yeah,
speak.
I mean, that should not have an object. It's not compulsory to have an object.
Exactly. But I'm looking at words जो जिसके लिए ऑब्जेक्ट जरूरी है, and which also is existing in pronominal. For example, यहाँ पे से ले लेते हैं. जैसे
Why something similar with live, right?
let's use repose. In fact, repose.
Repose. Okay.
ठीक है. तो repose means what?
Mm.
Can anyone tell me?
It was just half an hour ago that you said something about the repose.
So repose can mean to rest. ठीक है.
Okay.
Just a moment. Let me clarify this. That actually doesn't make sense a lot. I'm actually at a lot of words. Yeah, let me just take some other example. This is all to make it clear for you, but I'm actually getting confused myself. Uh, Okay, let me see if there exists a words aswar, which means something. This is a little tricky. Just give me a minute, okay? For example, let me see. Occupe means something. Yes. Okay, I found one. Okay. And this is transitive. Yes, this is transitive. Okay. So, for example, I'm taking this word, which is called occupe. Okay. If I write it with je, I will have to do one more thing, which I will tell you. इन दोनों को combine करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. The verb I'm using is occupe. Occupe. And इसके दो मतलब होते हैं. क्या मतलब होते हैं? जो normal verb है इसका. What does that mean? Occupe.
Is
What
this
does
a
that?
false friend?
No, it's not. Sort of. It means to occupy. ठीक है.
Okay.
Or to fill.
To fill, yeah.
ठीक है. तो जो जो क्यूब इसको मैं ऐसे लिखूंगा, जो क्यूब. The thing I'm trying to teach you is something. यहाँ पे मेरे को कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट लाना पड़ेगा. When I'm saying this.
Water. Oh, I fill water at
भी it's
Unzar.
possible low. ठीक है. कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट. That object can be low. ठीक है.
Yes.
But if I say je m'occupe, it means entirely different thing. But यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट क्या हो गया? Myself. That is
Yes, I
one of
am
the
occupied.
I am occupied. Je m'occupe. यहाँ पे s'occuper का मतलब होता है to take care of something.
Also, yeah, also.
Take care of something. मैंने बताया ना, जो मतलब होता है from occupy to s'occupy, it can entirely change. So occupy means to fill something, but s'occupy means to take care of something.
So occupy is one word.
S'occupy is one word. ठीक है. S'occupy
Okay.
the quelque chose. यहाँ पे देखो लिखा हुआ है. J'occupe कहाँ गया? I saw it here. Yes.
So
S'occupe
occupy,
de ce dossier. यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन पूछा है. S'occupe tel de ce dossier. Are they taking care of that file? That document. ठीक है. For example, यहाँ पे are they taking care of this case? S'occuper de, जैसे I will give you an simpler example. इसका मतलब होता है to take care. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे आप अपने मम्मा का ख्याल रख रहे हो तो कैसे लिखोगे? Je m'occupe de ma mère car elle est âgée.
I
Because
am. I have a doubt in this part right now.
oui, oui.
Je m'occupe means which is literally I am busy with myself, right?
So the thing is, the problem यहाँ पे यही है that I am actually teaching you this part. This part.
Yeah.
यहाँ पे. ठीक है.
Hmm.
So as I told you, occupe when transferred to s'occuper can mean entirely different thing. That is clear.
Yes.
यहाँ पे we are
Yeah.
doing that action to someone else, but
Yeah.
that meaning of this thing has to be known before you actually use this. So it might
Hmm.
look कि pronominal verb है, so this might mean that I'm doing that action on myself, right?
Hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, if we go back to this diagram, remember there were more types of words. What were the other types that we did not do or cover yet?
Subjective and passive.
Subjective and passive. Actually, वो यही है जो मैं अभी पढ़ा रहा हूँ. तो if you let's go back to this subjective pronominal. यहाँ पे did they use? They are not used s'occuper, but you can put s'occuper here. This means to take care. Subjective is when the pronominal verb, the entire thing is actually an idiom. So occupy means something, but as I told you, उसका s'occuper में जाने पे मतलब एकदम ही चेंज हो जाएगा. ठीक है. s'occuper देख क्या बन गया, an idiom बन गया जिसका मतलब होता है किसी का ख्याल रखना. ठीक है. तो अब यहाँ पे when you are actually saying je m'occupe de ma mère, I'm not transferring the action to myself, but why am I saying de ma mère? Because I'm actually using the pronominal verb as an expression, not because I'm doing it on myself.
Okay. It's like I am doing to her myself.
Sort of,
Something like
yes,
that.
exactly. Yeah. ठीक है.
No,
तो
I
यहाँ
don't
पे
know how
the more
to do.
important, don't worry, this is a complicated topic, don't worry about this. ये हम थोड़ा और पढ़ेंगे तो ज़्यादा समझ में आएगा, and you will when see this verbs within writing तो तुम्हें ज़्यादा समझ में आएगा. And one thing I want to teach you is जो इसमें 4 टाइप्स मैंने पढ़ाई, रिफ्लेक्सिव, रेसिप्रोकल, सब्जेक्टिव एंड पैसिव, लेट्स फटाफट से लुक एट दी uses of reciprocal and reflexive because they are more used. जो सब्जेक्टिव पैसिव वो इतनी ज़्यादा यूज नहीं होती हैं एंड यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड देम एनीवेज, बट जो समझ में आ जाएंगी वो रिफ्लेक्सिव और रेसिप्रोकल है तो वो समझ लेते हैं. ठीक है. तो फटाफट से एग्जांपल देखते हैं. जैसे रेसिप्रोकल, रिफ्लेक्सिव इज वेरी इजी, आई डू इट माई सेल्फ और आई डू इट ऑन माई सेल्फ. ठीक है. जैसे एल न se réveille pas, यहाँ पे उन्होंने निगेशन बताया. उसमें क्या निगेशन क्या होता है, se réveille मतलब जो पूरा वर्ब है उसके आसपास चला जाता है. ठीक है. दिस इज नॉट अ कॉम्प्लेक्स वर्ब, ये मैं बाद में आऊंगा नेगेशन कैसे पढ़ाते, बट राइट नाउ लेट्स जस्ट लुक एट द एग्जांपल्स. Il s'assoit sur un banc. He sits himself, like literally saying he sits on a bench. Il s'assoit. He doesn't assoit, but he s'assoit. In French, that's how it is. Il s'assoit. Je m'assois. I sit. I sit myself. मतलब मैं अपनी तशरीफ कहीं पर रख देता हूँ उठा के. It's like saying that. ठीक है. Je me couche à 11h. Je couche à 11h. No, that won't make sense. Je me couche à 11h. ठीक है. When I want to say, and the actions which are in our routine, a lot of them are actually in the form of pronominal verbs. For example, se brosser. यहाँ पे देखो बहुत सारे verbs होंगे. जैसे yes, ये वाला एग्जाम्पल देखो. मैं इसका कॉन्जुगेशन लिख दिया हूँ. What does this mean? Ils se lavent les mains. They're washing their hands. ठीक है. अब आई विल, ये मैं बाद में पढ़ाऊंगा बॉडी पार्ट के साथ कैसे पढ़ते हैं, बट फॉर नाउ जस्ट एक बार इसको देख के आना. अगली क्लास में हम फिर से इसको ही कवर करेंगे. ठीक है. थोड़ा सा इसको कवर करेंगे एंड देन विल मूव टू स्टोरीज. रेसिप्रोकल वर्ब्स इज वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड, बहुत इजी है, रिफ्लेक्सिव से भी ज्यादा इजी है. रेसिप्रोकल इज व्हेन टू पीपल आर डूइंग थिंग्स टू देमसेल्व्स, एक दूसरे के बीच में चीजें हो रही हैं. I can fight with someone else, I can talk to someone else, I can love someone, I can kiss someone, I can talk to someone, or I can, I don't know, fight with someone. तो all of those verbs जो मैं किसी और के साथ करता are reciprocal verbs. जैसे यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल दिए, il s'aime beaucoup. अगर ये il aime होता, this won't make sense.
There is
Il
no
aime किसी,
object again, like
there
what
is
he
no
loved.
object. अब
Yeah.
यहाँ पे same आने से क्या सेंस बन गया? The
He
object
love
became what?
himself. Like they don't love themselves.
They love themselves नहीं होगा यहाँ पे. They love themselves, no. This is actually reciprocal, not reflexive. तो यहाँ पे the diagram is not this.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
diagram is what? The diagram is this. They love each other.
All right. Okay.
ठीक है? अगर तुम्हें वो बोलना है बेसिका, the thing that you are saying, I love myself, तो what will you write? Je m'aime.
So this is reflexive.
This is reflexive. Yes. I love myself. Je m'aime. Hussein, can you say that? I love myself. How will you say that?
Yeah, ma'am.
Je m'aime. ठीक है? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Il se parle. Nous parlons. Right now we are talking to each other. How will I say that? Nous parlons. Is that clear? Nous parlons. Right now we are talking to each other. When I actually write, कभी कभी मैं लिख देता हूँ in the WhatsApp chat. I actually write this. जैसे if I write this, what does that mean? मैंने क्या लिखा? Actually, I'm using a reciprocal verb here, which is se voir. On se voit aujourd'hui à 8 heures. If I write this in the chat, what does that mean? क्या हम एक दूसरे को 8 बजे मिलने वाले हैं? So what verb did I use? Se voir, which is a reciprocal verb. Is that clear? कल हम कितने बजे मिलने वाले हैं? Again, on se voit à 8 heures demain. Again, use of present tense for definite future. ये भी एक example था present tense का. We are going to see each other at 8 hours tomorrow. Is that correct? Se voit, on यहाँ पे we के लिए use हुआ है, या फिर nous voyons à, last example है, I'm not going to bore you इसके बाद. Nous voyons à 8 heures demain. That's actually a parting sentence. We will see each other at 8 hours tomorrow. And with that, I rest my case and I end this class. We will see each other at 8 hours tomorrow. How will you say that? Just say that and go back and do whatever. Tell me and just go.
Repeat that sentence once again, please. I'll note it down.
It's in the chat. Go and look in the chat. Nous voyons à 8 heures demain.
Nous voyons à 8 heures demain.
No, voyons
À 8 heures demain.
à
Au
8 heures
revoir.
demain.
Au revoir. Nous voyons à 8 heures demain. Is that correct? Clear?
Oui. Yeah.
कल इसको फिर से कंटिन्यू करते हैं, ठीक है? शौर्या भी आएगी, आई एम श्योर शी विल बी अ लिटिल शी विल बी लिटिल अनईजी एज टू व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. तो आई विल आस्क हर, इसको देख लेगी वो रिकॉर्डिंग, ठीक है? तो we'll discuss this again tomorrow. Don't be afraid. This was the first time you are reading it. I'm actually doing this for the 10th or 11th time, and I am still not very confident with this topic. So be at peace. It's okay. ठीक है? It's not easy.
Okay, sure.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
चलो, let's see each other at 8 tomorrow. Bye bye.
Nous voyons à 8 heures demain. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. All right. Bye bye.
Bonne journée. Bye.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. À demain.
À demain.